Hey Chimers, welcome back to another episode.
Wedding Chimes with Val.
Yes.
I'm excited. Okay, I'm always excited. You notice, like I start off
every podcast starts with that.
yes, because it's a happy moment.
It's a happy podcast.
Yes.
Everything weddings, can't go wrong with that.
I think you have beer.
Food.
I think you have beer in that cup. That's why you're so excited.
I think you might be right.
I am right.
I think you might be right. But that's not the point of the podcast. The point of the podcast is to inform.
Yeah.
To be, to bring support, organization, to create information
for your wedding day.
Exactly, from Val, because Val is a wedding planner.
That's what I do.
Shout out to Vintage Lux Events.
Vintage. So
Are we this giggly because we just talked about bachelor parties and bachelorette parties?
No, because some of us had more fun than others. From what we understood.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That could be an episode, the bachelorette and the bachelor
guess
party.
so.
I don't think we should. I think
we should.
I think it's a dangerous.
Vanny just kicked himself in the arse.
Not even close.
I think we should.
Not even close.
Or
this is awesome.
Who knows where else he kicked himself? But that's another podcast.
What is happening?
Yes, we're talking about wedding chimes.
Val,
Yes.
take away the beer from her, please.
I'm actually very, very calm. So, why are you laughing at me?
I don't know. He started
Maybe
it.
because some other people had beer. Just saying. So this podcast basically is to create a rapport with you because you are the wedding planner. So you are the A to Z.
Everything in between.
Everything in between.
Exactly.
You are the professional that people should go to because you are the ones that help them even stay calm.
Yeah, in
during
some
that
moments,
day.
yeah, that's a big part of my job actually during the wedding days, to make sure that you're calm, like everything's running smoothly.
That's amazing.
So that's a big part of my job. And with that being said,
Yes, go for it.
For episode 10, for the topic is cocktail hour entertainment.
Ooh.
Is it worth it
I'm so
or is
excited.
it not worth it? So
I'm so excited.
So that being said,
Yes,
so,
podcast over. It's worth it. No, I'm kidding.
I want to say I've done weddings where couples hired entertainment, which it could be a band, it could be, let's say, a live painter, it could be say a violinist. You know, it could be, what else did I have? Piano player. Magician. I had a magician once, but that never went anywhere. Just wasn't the right vibe.
That's definitely not.
But what else did I see? I saw.
There's a million.
I
things.
saw. It's like a lady that comes like in a dress, like with champagne glasses around.
in her dress.
Yeah, it's like around. It depends the style of wedding you're having too.
Trapeze artist.
I've seen that before. I haven't planned one with that, but I've
Rose.
seen.
My friend Rose does all of that.
Okay.
Rose Santos.
Nice.
She does all the dances. She does she hires out. So she
Nice.
She has ballerinas. She has.
What's her? Does she have a company?
Yeah, Kebra.
I know Rose. I
Yeah, I
spoke
know
to
her.
her. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be with her.
Okay, yeah.
I'm doing an event with her dancers, June 7 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at a we have a big contract together, like
Nice, okay.
where they do the
That's
dancing
really
and I
nice,
do the
yeah.
percussion.
That's
and
really
stuff.
nice.
It's fun,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
So needless to say, there's a lot of different.
There's a lot of, depending again on your budget and what your overall vision is for cocktail hour. Because remember, cocktail hour, the sole purpose is so you can go take pictures.
Yeah.
Without like your guests following you,
Yeah,
type
and they
of thing.
eat.
And they get like the canapes if they're getting canapes passed around, or you have the stations, whatever your vibe is. But entertainment could be a good thing, meaning it fits the room nicely, or it could be a total miss for the room. So I'll give you an example. If you're having let's say a more let's say I want to say like outdoor wedding, right? Like let's say more outdoor in a tent. I've seen clients and I suggested this to get like lawn games. So you have like long games there, like nothing like crazy, but like let's say you have like the Jenga, like the tall Jenga, the big Jenga.
Oh my God, that's
You have
fun.
like to toss the ring toss. Like you could do that. You could do those activities.
Okay.
But that's the type of wedding, like an outdoor wedding.
Okay.
Like let's say if you're having a more like elegant wedding indoors, like in a venue, you wouldn't have a ring toss. Like it doesn't fit. Like,
You'd be confused if you walked in and you're like,
if it's more if it's more like formal wedding, you're not gonna have a ring. It just wouldn't make
Frisbee.
sense. Frisbee. But it's true. It's a big hit or miss depending the type of wedding. If it's more formal, you're not gonna have like the Jenga, the Frisbee. But if it's more outdoorsy wedding, you could pull it off like a lawn space. You could have all that fun stuff.
Okay.
So, and I've seen it, and it really worked nicely for an outdoor wedding. It just made sense because it was a tent. It was like really fun. The guests had fun. They were entertained. But if it's more formal, you could always get like, let's say, a violin player or a band to play like
jazz,
like smooth jazz, just something easygoing. Yeah. And the guests like that, I find, because it's like the interaction. It's like a live component to your wedding. It's always fun to have something extra, like to show that you like the guests would appreciate it. Oh, nice. Not just standing around quietly, silently, just drinking. It could be awkward.
There has to be something making noise.
Even if the something is the DJ playing like in the background, it's okay. Yeah. That works too. It could work fine if that's more your style. If you don't want to hire an extra component for your wedding. But definitely I'd say, and also too, double check with your venue too, if they, depending where your cocktail is, like to see if they have like the extras, like if you could put extra speakers or an extra setup too, because your venue might not allow certain setups in certain places.
Oh, okay.
Because there could be other wedding, if your venue, let's say, have 5 different like halls, right? And let's say cocktail hour is happening someone else's cocktail, it might not allow you to plug in there, or because it's too much happening.
Noise and shit happening.
And it's like you have the, let's say, trapeze artist on your side, and then that one has nothing. It'll be like a little.
Everybody's gonna be in your area.
Everyone's gonna be there for not even your wedding, so you have to ask the venue to make sure that they allowed. And you also too on your schedule, very important. You have to allow that vendor to have set up time before. So with your venue, they have to authorize saying, okay, let's say the entertainer needs an hour before ceremony ends to make sure they're set up before you end. So when it's cocktail hour, it's ready to go.
Now, do you have things like photo booths, the mirrors? I think that also take the photos.
Photo booth, I'd say more.
Mirrors.
It's a mirror photo booth. It's the newest. It's the newest trend. Like it's the newest thing for photo booth. But I'd say that's fun for cocktail hour. But that's more, I'd say, like for the evening when everyone's seated and like.
I know trends.
Yeah, I know.
I read.
Yeah, your video's on a fucking VHS, but you know trends.
We're talking over 20 years ago.
I do weddings every week, and I don't know the trends.
But photo booths are great, but I feel like cocktail hour people just want to like walk around and talk.
Yeah.
But I find the photo booths are good for the evening when people are not like, maybe they're like during supper, more seated, and the photo booth is usually in that room set up for the evening.
I would do it before you stuff your face.
Yeah,
so
and
the makeup is good. You look nice, right?
I mean, I think only one photo booth during cocktail hour because most people want to just talk and mingle after the ceremony.
I like mingling.
Yeah. So it depends, again, your style of wedding, how many people too you have.
True.
If you have a smaller wedding, I wouldn't invest in something so big like a band, or but it depends again what you want. Like, it really depends.
One
on
of the
style.
products that we sell a lot of is the Ultra Lounge. It's called the Ultra Lounge, and it's a 4-piece. It's the upright bass, the big bass with guitar or piano, a little drum set, very small, and a girl singer or a guy singer, like crooner music. So,
that's nice. That's very
jazzy,
nice too. Yeah,
it creates a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's not an overpowering vibe, so you can still talk. It's laid back. If you want to listen to, like, if you're the out of town guest that or if you're the work friend and you don't know many people, well, it's something to. If you're the cousin, you're talking to 500 other cousins.
Exactly.
So they're not going to pay attention too much.
Exactly.
But if you're the work guest and there's, 4 of you invited.
Awkwardly just standing there in the sea of cousins and
you know,
family.
you kind of, at least you have something to latch on to, right?
Yeah.
If you're just waiting for the other people to get there and you're like staring at the food,
It's
and
like, okay.
you feel weird, you know.
Yeah.
And if there's
True.
a band, if there's a little band there,
And it's nice too. It's the extra touch, you know. Like you went.
Yeah.
It again depends on your style, but I wouldn't necessarily have a band in an outdoor wedding unless it was covered in a tent or for safety, for equipment, for the musician. So it depends. Like it really depends. But I think the best ones that I saw at weddings where they had like a band, like separate, the band was there for the whole cocktail, and I think up until like 2 a.m. Like they were really. That was really the vibe that they wanted. It was beautiful, and they were there. Everything was nice. People really appreciated it. At another wedding, again, the long games, that was really fun. Like it was like really chill, easy-going. And I had
dodgeball.
And I had another.
Hit dog your deal Donato. Boom.
And I had a wedding where they had one had an accordion and one played like the guitar, like the guitar. So like they were walking around the guests, like they were like entertaining the guests, but they were interacting with the guests too.
Nice.
Like they took requests of the songs that they wanted.
my father did that for years, by the way.
Huh? Okay.
My dad taught all these accordion players that you see. My dad talked about. My dad was one of the only. There was 2 accordion teachers back in the day.
Okay.
He's 80 now. He still can do it, but
I don't. Yeah, for sure.
and he used to do a lot. I learned accordion from him, of course.
Okay.
He used to do a lot the bride's house in the morning.
Oh, and that's so
he
nice.
would. I would
Okay.
book him on contracts, and he booked like 30, 40 contracts a year where he
That's
would do the
crazy.
bride's house and then the cocktail hour.
Huh. I like the
nice.
trend. Like that's really nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he would do the morning at the house for an hour, and then
Yeah.
cocktail. He would drive to the hall, do the cocktail hour. And
That's
Oh,
really
that's
nice.
and the accordion's nice. It's one
Yeah.
guy. It's not too loud.
Yeah,
he can
it's-
play everything.
Exactly. So again, I've seen that too. Works again. Depends what you like. If you don't like that, depends your style. And also another thing too is traditions too.
Yeah.
Like I know, and I think it's like Lebanese weddings. They have like the traditional drums. They come.
Yeah.
They have that too. That's entertainment. I could be wrong about that, but
No, they do. They do have
Yeah.
it. It is a bigger event for
Yeah.
the Arabic weddings.
yeah.
They will like the opening dance.
Yeah,
Sometimes they have
exactly, yeah.
6 or 7 drum.
And I know
we call them like tan-tans.
I heard too. I think also one of my clients was saying like even during cocktail, it depends on.
Could be, yeah.
It
could be.
really depends
Sure.
on you and your tradition. So you even have something traditional, you could incorporate that to something is special to
The most
you.
important is the food. After
Yeah,
that,
I went
The
to.
food is good. The food plays a big part too.
Yeah, yeah.
you know what? It's the time of day,
Yeah.
especially for your family that's been out all day. You've
It's true.
snacked here and there.
Yeah.
You're fucking starving at that time.
You're gonna
You're
get
starving.
hungry, and to top it off, you have a bit of music or an
Yeah.
accordion player.
Actually, I
or,
went. One of the cocktails that I went to a wedding. It was Italian Chinese,
Okay.
and they had the dragon,
Ooh.
Yeah, they do. They did
Okay,
dance a lot.
that's-
Chinese.
I
yeah.
heard about
and
that.
it
yeah.
was absolutely phenomenal.
That's
like
cool
it
too,
was
yeah.
out of this world.
Did they do the dance during the cocktail where they're
Yes,
the
yes,
circle?
yes. Yeah, yeah, they
Okay.
did the circle. But
Big
when the
circle.
dragon came out,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they do their thing, and it's like, oh my god!
not
And we had
expecting-
prime
yeah.
seats, right? So we're just like, and then like a big dragon
Yeah.
kind of in your face, But it was phenomenal. It
That
was
and
really
you see, you
nice.
remember that too as a guest. You're like,
Absolutely,
oh wow, like you'll
absolutely.
never forget that wedding because they entertained you during cocktail, just a little something, and then
It was Joe Rossi's wedding.
I did. Oh, nice. I did an Indian wedding 2 years ago, where the theme was all white, and there was 1,000 people. By the way,
oh for sure.
there was 1,000 at the palace. It was the whole hall,
Okay.
and the theme was white. So even I played on a white grand piano.
Okay.
With I was wearing a white tux and she was wearing a white gown, and it was just piano and voice.
Oh,
So she was
okay.
singing all popular songs, but done with piano and,
Okay,
and
that's
voice
fun too.
for the whole hour and a half. It was
Beautiful.
different. It was different. It
Beautiful.
was definitely different.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's very nice. Even that, just simple as that, is sometimes enough.
Yeah.
You don't need more
no,
than that
th-
sometimes.
there's so many different things that you can do.
Yeah,
I've
and-
seen a harpist.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen that.
beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Like even live singers, just a singer,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
it depends your style, and also another thing too is budget. I always say budget because
Yes.
it's important. Everything does add up. So at the end of the day, it's really what you want and what you envision for your wedding day.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Like it's super expensive. So you can go all out on anything you want.
Yeah.
You want to get crazy lighting, you could spend 20 grand.
Easily,
You want to go all out on music, you can spend 50,000.
Yeah.
You want to go all out on a DJ, you can spend 10,000 on a DJ, eyes closed.
Easily,
Yeah.
So you need to pick what is important to you, where you want to spend the money. So if you absolutely want, I don't know, the band and the best photo booth, well then maybe the cocktail hour you could just put a speaker with some music,
and that's all.
It's all what you like.
It's what you like, and like I said, you see 100 different things, and sometimes I know clients get caught away during like when you're under TikTok or Instagram, they get carried away because there's so much things out there that you're overwhelmed. You're like, well, they did that for that cocktail hour, I want to do that too, but sometimes it's not realistic because maybe we're this creator, maybe it was a sponsored wedding, or maybe in a different area it's less expensive. So you have to keep that in mind too with anything when it comes to weddings, like just in general, TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, it could consume you, especially for cocktail hour. Like you see, like, oh, for our cocktail hour we did this, or we did that, or we had this. It's like, well, forget what the internet says, but what do you really want for your cocktail hour?
Well, have you ever had a cocktail hour that was themed?
Yes, I had a theme. What was it? I forget the theme, but it was like sort of theme, because the theme of the wedding, I want to say, was Twilight. I want to say she liked it. Was Twilight. Well, she liked Twilight, so the decorations were inspired by the Twilight wedding. Because with her it was funny. I'm like, interesting how the songs she picked for the ceremony at the church were like Twilight songs during the movie.
Nice.
And I'm like, there's something like I didn't. I'm like,
I'm seeing a theme.
I'm
here.
like, okay, because in the beginning I didn't think much, because she didn't want to tell her husband that was Twilight because he didn't really like the movie.
Oh no!
So she sort of like indirectly.
She incorporated
embroiled everything
she incorporated.
He's gonna have 2 drinks by this time. You won't notice the rest.
So
Okay,
the theme was like the decorations were based like on the Twilight movie, but like it was gold, green, like the toss like in the movie there. Anyways, like more like that vibe. And for cocktail hour, I believe she has signature drinks, simple as that, where like the signature drinks, so you like have drinks, but you can name them, like, let's say if you go with
Bella or whatever,
exactly. So,
Edward.
So I think they were, one was like I forget, it was themes with Twilight.
Oh, nice.
Like during your drinks, but she called it something and something else.
Oh, sweet.
So even simple as that for cocktail hour, you could easily have signature cocktails throughout, not only cocktail hour, but throughout the evening too, if someone wants, and you could always get like a cute sign saying, hey, like signature drinks, like his and hers, like simple as that.
That'll be good for Nonna.
Yeah.
Tongue of Dragon. What? Your little Nonna's like, give me one.
Yeah, they do.
But
they do
even
a lot of
simple, even simple as that, sometimes you don't have to go so crazy if you want to put the money elsewhere for the wedding.
That's
it
good.
depends. It depends too if your guests will even appreciate it. Because if your guests don't care, they're just there for the party, then some couples might opt not to go all that crazy for cocktail hour.
Would you suggest that maybe that's a smaller wedding, that they would be less partial to something?
I think if it's a smaller wedding, like let's say less than 100 people, in my opinion, like don't, again, it depends on a lot of things, but maybe splurge somewhere else where, like, if the guests are sitting down, maybe splurge on the table setting. Like maybe if you really want those flowers, go get those flowers. Or if you want a certain charger plate, or you want this or that, then you could go there.
I would put it in the food. I would put it in like an extra like
even
dish.
in the food. Yeah, it's simple as that. Don't focus where people will maybe appreciate it a bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
I've been part of, hits, and like Val is so right that there's hits and misses. I've been part of hits, and I've been part of, I don't want to say misses, but you have to also know your crowd.
Yeah, that
will people
appreciate.
Because some people, there could be a singer, they don't give a shit. It's food right now.
Yeah, they
right
care.
now,
they want food, and it's food in the bar.
And that's what they'll remember.
Yeah.
Like you tell, my dad's a musician.
Yeah.
But in that cocktail hour, he will tell you they had black olives, they had green, they
Yeah.
had this, they had that.
Yeah.
Was there a singer? I don't know. I didn't notice.
See?
Right?
Yeah.
But that's because him at that. After that, he'll know the band, everything that they're doing. But that's or the DJ or whatever.
Yeah.
But it depends your crowd, so you have
And
to
if
try
you
and
know
judge. or do what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you say I don't care about my guests, it's my cocktail or it's our wedding, let's get this for it.
Yeah.
Then go for it.
Go for it.
And if the guests don't care, well, it's still your day.
Yeah.
But remember, cocktail hour, 90% of the time you're gonna be taking pictures.
Yeah, you're not there.
Unless if you do the first look, which some couples opt to do it. And the first look is basically before the ceremony. You see the bride, you see the groom, like the first look. So you don't. So basically, you take the pictures then together before the ceremony.
Okay.
So you could enjoy your cocktail hour, which is nice too. But some couples are more traditional and they want to see like the first look at this down the aisle.
Yeah.
So it depends on you. So remember, cocktail hour, you're not going to be there probably.
Yeah.
Unless if you take no pictures.
Yeah,
And
that's very. Yeah.
So it really depends.
Can I give an inside tip?
Yes.
I'll give an inside tip. I don't know. You might know this. Maybe not. The best way, okay, because the cocktail hour. So, and I know I sound like I'm promoting the band, but the reason why is because if you hired a band,
Yeah.
the band will charge you more
Yeah.
to do cocktails, right? Because
Right.
it's more work. Absolutely.
More setup, more
But
everything. Yeah.
More everything. But you're going to save probably half, if not more, in that sense that the band is already there.
Yeah.
So we sell a lot of it because we say, hey, I can offer you a jazz duo or
Yeah.
a jazz trio for like, I don't know, give us $400, $450, you'll get 2 people.
Yeah. Very true.
And if you call 2 people to go and do it, that they have travel time and they
It's
have to
true.
do it,
It's
they're going to
very
charge
true.
you $800. So you're
Yeah.
getting a hell of a deal because we're already there.
You're already there.
So
So,
to bring
why
an extra
not?
piece,
Yeah.
the travel is taking care of everything. Say we're already there. It's more work. You're gonna pay us for the work, but
Yeah.
you're saving money, and you're like Val said, you're not there. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you love Pavarotti and you hire Pavarotti, but you're not there to hear it, what's
Well,
the use?
what's
Yeah.
the point?
Right?
Exactly.
Right? So you know, you could put and when you hire a band, you can have different styles because
true, very true.
I've done it with a singer where it's piano voice. There's been bass and guitar, which is just
Yeah.
jazz instrumental. There's been guitar and sax, which is a
Right.
different look. Because we're all there anyways, so you can get any iteration of 2
combination,
people,
yeah.
3 people, 4 people for half the price of calling anyone else.
It's very true. You do.
Right?
That's a good point. If you
So
like,
it's a way of
if you're-
saving money.
and if you like the live band, well, that's a perfect. It's a
Right?
good
Yeah.
solution. It makes
But
sense.
it's a live band, but you pair it down to 2
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
And then, but you could pick whatever style you want.
Yeah.
Right? Say, oh, I want
Exactly.
just piano, voice, popular stuff. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I want
It
jazz.
works,
no problem.
yeah.
I want instrumental sax. No problem. We can do all
Exactly.
of that.
And
it's half the price.
And with that being said, I even noticed on like Facebook, Instagram, like a lot of these like content creators, influencers, like, well, you know, the guest experience, like, but what does the bride and groom want? Not everyone wants. It's not always about the guest experience. You know, yes, it's important the guests are there for you, but you don't have to go break the bank just for the guest. It's something that you want to do, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's always good sometimes maybe to even get a second opinion, like from a wedding planner or like a family member that you have cherished your opinion to.
Yeah, of
like saying, hey, for cocktail hour, what do you think of getting a band, or what do you think of this? Like, would you like that? Not like, but what do you think the other people would think? You know, is it worth, if you're unsure?
Yeah.
Or if
absolutely.
if you're on the fence of the decision, you know, it really depends.
Okay.
On
That's
that.
it's a good topic that you picked because it's super important because again, you're not there.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna probably miss all, or in some
That's
cases.
when you need a videographer.
Yeah, or
but still, you
but
just
still,
paid $1,000 to get some
something.
juggler to do
yeah,
something.
or someone,
You're not gonna see
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
It's your day,
exactly
you know?
that. So at that point, you're like, okay, we're not gonna be there, but the guests hopefully will appreciate it a bit.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you have to really hope that that person, that entertainment that you pick, they're like your crowd. You have to know your crowd well enough to enjoy it. Because in some cases, it depends what you pick. Let's say an accordion player, they'll interact with the guest, for example. The band, they'll interact. But if you're not having someone to interact, then it'll still be like that person is,
And
you
if
know,
you go, and if
exactly.
you go that's why I gave the suggestion because if you go by not getting anything,
it's gonna be quiet.
It's gonna be
quiet.
very.
Not
It's
nothing
weird.
even meaning the DJ. Like, let's say you don't want the DJ, just you want to play cocktail hour.
the
you
low
need-
hum
you
of
need
people.
Yeah, it's
talking.
gonna be
Needs-
awkward. There will be awkward silences. And I know I've done a wedding where the couple they only wanted the DJ for the reception, which was okay. They're like, oh, for cocktail hour, we'll just have the music in the background from the venue, like the basic venue music, you know, like the background. It was, and I remember like advising my couple, like, look, I get it, you want to cut, because they got married at a church, so the music was taken care of there. Yeah. So then, you know, and I'm like, if that's what you want to do, I'm supportive of it, but remember, it'll be awkward.
It is.
I'm telling you, I'll feel awkward in that room.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Does.
Yeah, everyone.
It's not that you feel awkward. It's just there is no ambiance.
There's nothing. It's just plain.
So picture
nothing.
going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just people talking.
Yeah,
And
basically.
you hear nothing happening. It's just a weird ambiance. It's not warm.
It's not. It feels like like even corporate events have entertainment, you know. So it's like you can't. At the end of the day, like
Something.
You,
I've
need
done one.
You need something, yeah.
I had a girl on stilts, like super 12-foot stilts. Like
Okay,
she was
wow.
super high in the air.
That's fun.
And there was a wall, and the food was in like
Okay,
in
yeah.
crevices in the wall. So
That's
she was
funky,
people
yeah, I
with,
like
she was
that, yeah.
serving with a big stick.
nice.
She was high up.
That's so cool.
And then next to her was a girl sitting on these round rings that were attached to the ceiling.
Okay.
Serving drinks.
Oh,
People are, they're having their
Yeah.
martini. They're serving martini, but she's sitting on a. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
circus artists, but
Right.
or picture. Actually, we had
Yeah.
a podcast where we had the juggler guy.
Yep.
Imagine that guy
Yeah.
doing that
Oh,
stuff.
rolling off the
He
egg rolls.
did contact juggling.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
So he had balls on his body, but it was beautiful.
was nice.
Fluid
It was
That's
really
fun
good.
too. Even
It's
something like that.
different, but you still need something. You still need a bit of music in
Like
the
just
background, too.
something, just a little
Break the
background
awkwardness.
music.
To
Yeah.
break the monotony.
But at the end of the day, I say, look, it's your wedding, and if you're there or not, it's really up to you if you want to do something for your guests. Because at the end of the day, like you know them better than any, like you know them well, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully you know them.
That's it.
And if you, let's say if you're like, no, we're a small crowd, nothing. Okay, that's okay too.
Yeah, it's
you
fine.
know.
Yeah, there's nothing
It's
wrong.
fine. There's no right or wrong answer. Just it's what makes you feel comfortable. Just
Exactly.
it's really, I think that's
it's
simple.
one of those things that when you think about it, you say, well, I don't want to spend that money, and I get it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I can guarantee 99% of the time, if you go through it
Yeah.
and you actually feel it, you're going to say, you know what? I should have gotten
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be-
Exactly.
even if it's a speaker with a playlist,
Yep. That's simple.
at least
Yeah.
it's something.
It's simple as
You don't
that.
wanna
someone,
regret. You
if
don't
there's
wanna
someone there, they can cater to the style of music.
Yeah,
it could
exactly.
change, at
Yeah.
least. But if at least put a speaker there, the thing is you have to pay for that speaker.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that you're going to spend $100 to rent speakers and go pick it up and this and that, when you can probably spend, $200 or $300 and get someone that does it every week, and then you don't have to break your head. It's probably worth it, and it covers all the bases, right? You have something there, DJ, because if the DJ's there, he can. But if it's a playlist, it's a
yeah,
little different.
because if you do, let's say, hire the DJ, right? Most of the time, what most DJs do, they have a preset playlist and they do press play. They're in the area, get
Yeah.
ready for the night.
Yeah.
But they don't yes, they tell, like, they ask what music you want, but it doesn't change. Like, let's say a live entertainer, they could change and do this, do that. It's not this. It's just not on repeat for the next hour and a half,
Yeah.
hour and a half. It's like, okay, I just heard the song, or okay, it's the song again, And most of the time, sometimes the music, it depends, either too loud or it's like too low that you don't hear it.
Yeah.
Or you're like, okay, you're talking over.
It's
so
hard to get it. That's a tough thing.
so
is to
and
get that.
and I give credit to all the DJs. It's not easy to do that, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's out of their control. Like you don't know how loud people are gonna talk, right? You can't control that.
And, everybody has a different tolerance.
Yeah, it's
for
true.
what's loud
Some
and
people
what's
might get a
low.
headache, or they're like, I need to get out of here, and it's a smaller room, and
My dad,
Yeah.
everything's loud. I didn't even start yet, and he's saying it's too loud. But
Yeah.
I didn't play a note yet. What are you talking about?
yeah. So
It depends who.
it depends on
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
On many different factors. And at the end of the day, just to say,
That's always a topic.
Yeah.
That should be one of the podcasts. Eventually, we'll do like a volume because
Yeah.
it's so hard because you want people to party,
Yeah.
but some people are gonna think it's too loud. But
They
it's not
always
loud
get
enough.
those.
The party's dead.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
quiet. It's
Yeah.
like cricket.
If it's not loud, no one's dancing.
It's
you need to
awkward.
feel music. It's got to be a certain volume.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's so hard. So hard.
It's really volume again. another topic for another podcast, but
Yeah.
it's important, and especially during cocktail hour, remember people are coming from a ceremony, so they want to have that. It's like you want a nice transition.
Yeah,
From
for
ceremony, they're all happy, just got married, and they want to feel that excitement too. So we even have like the little extra something entertainer, live entertainment is a nice integration, and then they go to reception. It's like a nice flow. You don't want it to be ceremony, all high energy, then quiet,
sit down.
quiet for an hour, and then you're back in the reception room where it's the reception, right? So
everybody has different ideas, right?
Yeah, that's a big
I've seen
thing. Yeah,
couples where they're serving the main course. Like I know people that they just want party the whole time, and it's cool. But at a certain point, you're there for 5, 6, 7 hours.
It adds up.
People are not gonna be
partying for 5 hours.
for 5 hours in a row.
And understand if like your crowd is mostly younger people, but still if the older folks are even someone that doesn't like to party, it's gonna just feel like a club at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, they always go on the premise that the older are going to leave early, or the couples with young kids.
Like I find that the issue,
Right.
the issue is at the sweet table is the issue.
Yeah.
Sweet
Always an
table.
issue. Yeah.
The sweet table. What I always like to do, and I tell my couples, is end the venues. Like on the schedule again. Schedule very important. Is I always say like let's say if it's true, because it depends away. So some weddings I saw that the older folks were there to the end of the night.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Quite literally, and and that's okay too. But when it comes to sweet table, more importantly, I always tell like the venue, take it out like at 10, 11. So let's say if someone does leave, at least they could eat something before they go. And remember the point of a sweet table, and every venue is different, right? Every venue is so different. Some venues will like say allow you to bring your own desserts. Some venues say no, you have to stay with us.
Yeah.
Which is again different topic for different podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But point being said, every venue is so different. But at the end of the day, you want some people before you leave to take something.
Yeah.
So be mindful of that too. Like assume that everyone's gonna leave, the older folks, everyone's gonna leave, let's say like at 9, 10. So you want them to make sure they have something before they go.
Now for cocktails,
Yeah.
do you suggest the canopies or the international buffet?
Personally, I've done weddings where there's both. I think canapes are easier to go around because you're gonna be sitting down for the next like few hours eating, right? Yes, you'll dance in between, but you're gonna be sitting down. So if you had a heavy cocktail station where it was like the international buffet with a lot of food, you're gonna be stuffed.
Yeah.
And you won't want to eat what you paid for, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna eat, then eat some more, then eat. It's a lot of eating.
It's like Italian wedding.
It's an Italian wedding, which is fine. But I always tell couples like you want the guests to at least have some appetite.
Yeah, it's true.
For what they pick to eat, right?
Of course.
You don't want to overstuff them where they can't move at the end, because then like
I do.
they'll just be sitting there and they won't maybe want to go up and dance anymore or go participate. It's true, right? And you want to have you don't want to have half your guests just sitting,
Yeah.
You want at least some participation, people at least dancing,
Yeah.
So I always like a good canapé option. Like in canapés, you could get full off canapés too. Like depends what you choose, like depending options, but it's fun too. It's easy, quick, and they don't have to go sit down or walk with a big plate.
Yeah.
Like where to put it after. Here the canapé, just take it and just eat it. And
I'll give you my suggestion, because this is the hour where as a musician,
yes, it's your hour.
This is where we eat.
Yes,
the meal,
you have to. Yeah, you
the
have
meal
to
we
eat.
kind of that hour we're gonna
Feast.
That's
where
well, we've
you
been
eat.
there since 12. We're 1, right?
Oh.
Doing sound checks.
Yeah.
So 8, we're hungry, and
Oh,
we're
so
not
you're-
gonna eat till the
Okay,
sweet
so
table.
at least you're there at noon. I'm there at 8.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So
like is that breakfast for me now?
the most ideal from canapes are great,
Yeah,
but the thing is, sometimes it's either not enough,
yeah, exactly.
and it's not the amount. It's that
what you choose.
there's 10,
yeah.
12 hungry people that the minute the waiter comes out,
They
attack.
devour
attack
the
it, and
tray.
it doesn't. And then the people
That's true.
standing near the kitchen get all the canapes, and the people
Yeah.
standing on the other end. The most ideal is to pick 1 or 2 foods.
Yeah,
That's
if
a
the venue
station.
allows, like it
If the
depends.
venue,
yeah,
like
if
pick
you
a
have that
station
option,
of
yeah.
anything. whatever, smoked meat sandwiches, where you can go, or smoked salmon, let's say. A smoked salmon station and a cracker station where people can go and grab whenever they want and have canapes.
Yeah, that works
It's
too.
small, it's light, but at least you're not counting on that one cucumber.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? You get that cucumber, it's good.
Exactly. And
I want another, but now they're all gone.
And the thing is, it also depends a big thing on your venue, what they allow. Because some venues don't even have the buffet stations available.
Really?
Some venues, I know, not all, but some offer like the international, some offer not. So it depends on the venue too nowadays.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some don't, okay.
Yeah, it really depends. So at the end of the day, you have to keep that in mind, that if you want certain things, like, you have to make sure your venue has that option for you.
So in the end, you can say that it's very ideal to have some form of entertainment for your cocktail.
Yes.
Very nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And with that being said, now it kind of leads us into a very, very special segment that only you can perfect, Val.
Yes.
So this special segment has to deal with
The first dance.
The first dance, we got to pick a song.
Yes.
Sorry, I want to sing.
I want to.
Please don't.
I want to sing. So for this,
That's what the cocktails are for.
there we go. So for this episode, the song for your first dance suggestion is "Give Me Love" by Ed Sheeran.
Eddie.
Yep,
He's really good.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good song, and in all full disclosure, where I heard it from is Vampire Diaries. I have to admit, it's Vampire Diaries.
Yes.
Vampire
That was a good
Diaries.
episode.
Yep, it was a good
You've
one.
seen that?
Vampire Diaries. Yeah. Where you been?
I don't even know what it is.
Where you been?
No idea what it is.
So-
it's a
If
series.
it's not The Sopranos, I have no clue.
It's a
So
series.
bottom line, that's where I got the song from, because I was watching Vampires. I'm like, oh, that's such a good song.
It
Like,
is.
I'll use that, you know. So
Ed Sheeran has, I think he's one of the
He's-
masters
yeah.
at wedding songs.
I think
Perfect is
yeah,
such a great song.
you have so many options with
my
Ed
God.
Sheeran. I have to admit,
Yeah.
it's a lot of good songs. I think you could pick from
Beautiful
with
People.
him.
I love
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah, and what's the other song? I forget, but
Shape of You.
Yeah, Shape of You. You
No,
have.
that's not really.
I know someone did a cover of Shape of You. Like, they slowed it down. It was actually like,
could you?
yeah.
Really?
I forget. It was like a long time ago. Like, cause with Ed Sheeran, I find a lot of like they make remixes of
Yeah.
the songs,
yeah.
and they make it like wedding appropriate.
Oh,
you
okay.
know, like even more slower down, or they change the tempo, or they do this, and it's a unique twist. It's like a cover. So if you like cover songs too, is great. You know, like at that point. But Ed Sheeran, I have to say,
I really like
he
Ed
has
Sheeran.
good wedding, like first dance songs. You know, even when you're walking on the aisle too, like you could play those songs too if you want. So, but first dance, I hear a lot of Ed Sheeran, like
I've
different.
Really?
I've literally
Yeah.
played a song for the first dance where the groom sang it while he was dancing.
Oh, really?
And we were like, the band played the music.
Oh.
And the groom sang it.
Oh,
That's
that is
nice.
awesome.
And last year, even better last year, because he's a friend of mine, of course, but we did a wedding where his daughter got married, and
Okay.
the father sang with the band the opening dance.
Oh,
Frank
that's
Contino.
nice.
Oh, nice.
he
Yeah,
literally,
he's
he
so
literally
nice.
grabbed the guitar and sang the opening song with the
that's
band playing, and
sweet.
it was really, really
He's
good.
really
That's
nice.
a nice,
That's
And then
awesome.
next thing you know, the bride, of course, she's finishes dancing, comes up right next to me, and they're having this whole hugging moment. I'm like, oh. The photographer's
Yeah,
videos. I'm like,
it's
oh
like-
my god, this is not where I want to be. Right now.
But
anyway.
again, it's your first dance, so
Yeah.
you pick the song you want. But I find Ed Sheeran good option because it's timeless. Like you can't.
It is.
You
His
can't go-
songs are timeless. Like you can't go wrong with your song.
Now,
Yeah.
on that note, Val,
Yes.
give it to us. What is your thought
Yes,
of
so-
the day?
I'll read it. So, while planning your wedding, there's no wrong or right way on what to include, such as traditions or entertainment or etc. It's your big day. Do what will make it memorable for you.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Very true. Very
Bottom
true.
line, do what you want.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, it's
Yeah.
your
In a
day.
nutshell.
Don't regret anything. Don't have any regrets. Take advice, yes, but you don't have to necessarily take that advice.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's your day and make it special. That you'll remember. Don't remember saying, oh, well, we should have done this, we should have done that, we should have done this, why didn't we do that? At the end, you want to look back, say, you know what? Okay, we're happy with the outcome. Like we liked it, and you know, that's some. Yes, and people will have opinions. I even heard them at weddings I've done. There's comments, and I'm like, like I because you know, I walk around, you know, whatever, and I hear like comments. I'm like, don't say that, that was my idea. Okay, come on.
There's
so
always comments.
there's always going to be comments, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
You know, but as long as you're happy and you have no big regrets at the end of the day at your wedding, then I say, you know what, that's all that matters.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mission accomplished. Exactly
Lisa,
that.
Yeah.
What's your take? Look into that camera.
You.
There it is.
So yeah, no, I think it like Val said, and she said it so well, in the end, it's your day. You can incorporate or remove anything that you want to do.
Exactly.
It's because it's your moment. So it's basically a reflection of you, I guess, in that pivotal moment that you want to share with your family, that you want to share with your spouse, you know. That's something it's going to be something that is important that you can carry with you. And I think it's very, very, because it speaks about you as a person.
Yes,
it speaks about you.
Yeah.
You know, what it is that you want to give of yourself. And that's what it is. I think
your
that
day.
day you're giving of
Exactly,
yourself. So, you know, you're sort of doing it together. And I think that's important.
Well said.
Thank you.
Do I get a thought of the day?
Yes.
I don't know what to think about that one.
What's my take? Val, you're 100% right. Do it for you, because the comments, you cannot make everybody
You
happy.
can't.
Exactly.
You
There
can't.
is.
And the amount of comments I'm sure you heard, it's a lot. It's a lot. Even as a planner, I'm like, but why would you, like, to myself, I'm like, but
Why say something?
like, why would you comment on that? Like, that's not nice.
Yeah.
I can't say anything,
Yeah.
but I'm just like walking around, and I'm
I
like,
I've heard people, unfortunately, sadly,
yeah,
everybody has an idea of something.
of course.
And I don't get what's so hard to understand that not everyone has the same idea you have.
Exactly, and that's okay too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to hire a rock, like, you know, if you're a rocker,
Yeah.
and you want to hire a rock band,
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
If I leave, don't be insulted. Like, I
Yeah.
want you to do it.
Yeah.
If I leave because it's too loud for me,
Yeah.
you know, that's
A personal
what the give and
thing,
take.
yeah.
It's, everyone has a preference. I'm totally
Exactly,
okay.
yeah.
Just don't think I'm going to stay there till 1 a.m. because I'm not going to listen to
Rock,
Metallica
yeah.
all night long.
But it's your big day, so if you love rock and roll, well, by all means,
If you wanna do
go,
it. Yeah.
go rock and roll. You know,
You know,
it's
but you do have to take into consideration of
A
your
little.
guests.
yes, you have
need to-
You, and that's where it comes in to know your crowd well
Yeah.
enough. Like
You
if
need to.
if you have, like, say, a wedding that there's all people your age, for example, you know the type of music they like.
Yeah.
It could be easier.
Yeah.
But still, maybe some might not be a fan of certain music, but it's your day at the end of the day. But have some, just test the waters. Like, ask, let's say, family friend or family saying, hey, we're planning on doing this. What are your takes on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just simple, because it could help you actually make a right decision. Because as a planner, I could give you advice, what I seen, what I heard, what works,
Yeah.
what doesn't. But I'm not your family member. Like, I don't know your family. I just see names on the list.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know who you are. I know what you're eating. I know what you're allergic to. I know what your intolerances are. I know you have a kid because it says kid meal there.
Yeah.
But that's all I know of your guests. So at the end of the day, always, if you're not sure about something, ask for advice, ask for an opinion. Or if you see something at your friend's wedding saying, hey, who was that entertainer? Who was that band? We really like their work.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah.
takes sometimes to see it as someone else and saying, hey, that's a genius idea. Let's do it for ours. It worked here.
Yeah.
If it's the same people, it'll work there.
It'll work there, exactly.
It's that
have to-
simple.
I think I have to come up with the tip of the podcast.
Yes.
I have an idea. See here. This is where I brainstorm because I've done so fucking many that it's crazy. So here's the tip.
Yes,
Okay.
the tip.
The tip is, so the cocktail hour.
Yeah.
Up until I'm only talking about the party part.
Yeah,
because before
the party, yeah.
the cocktail hour, you got to give that to your photographer and video.
Any
make sure
pictures,
you get
video,
right.
yeah.
And dinner is when you talk to all your guests as much as you can.
Speeches, the first
Speeches,
dance,
all of that stuff.
father daughter if you're doing that, mother son if you do that, you know,
and-
sibling dance or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traditions.
But when you do that, cater to your guests.
Yeah, I
then.
agree. Yeah.
Play the music for who is at your party.
Who's there?
And even if you have only 4 old people, give them 2 songs that they can at least
that
say,
they
I
know.
dance.
Yeah,
Cater to them.
I agree. Yeah.
Even if you hate, let's say, Frank Sinatra, but just do it for them.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then the meal, and then the party stuff. Make
Bill
sure that
later.
everyone gets a chance to have fun, because that's, you know,
It's
there's
very important too.
at the, you know, so yes, you might hear songs that you don't want to
And
hear.
what's important is a good DJ or a band to know to read the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's all about
That's
that.
that's
That's a good one.
That's the key.
And once that sweet table hits,
Yep.
then make it for you. Say, I'm gonna make it for them up until
A certain point.
after 11. I did everything I can. Now, if I want a metal band, put a fucking metal
I'm
band.
getting my heavy metal.
I'm getting what I want.
Yeah.
At 11, go till 1 in the morning. Take
or-
your 2 hours
yeah.
and do what you want.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So everybody gets a chance.
And
You don't,
and
you know.
speaking about do what you want, again, good DJ or band could read the room because
Yeah.
you have a set list as you told us. You know, you have everything, but it's your job as a band or DJ to
Yeah.
read the crowd. And you know the crowd better than anyone else, so you know what's the best thing. So even if the couple says, "Oh, I don't want to," let's say if the couple, I had couples before, they're like, "We don't want certain bands
Oh,
or
yeah.
certain songs to be
I've
played."
had it all, yeah.
But at the end, if you say, well, like for the older folks, you know, or the, you know, this crowd, you still play, but at the end of the day, the couple's happy that you played it and that the DJ or band they're very happy, saying, happy we hired a good band or DJ, knowing to read the crowd right, not just to listen to them for certain things, but at the end of the day, it's the band or DJ or both even to make it happen.
Yeah.
So that's
Makes
what I
sense.
noticed.
Makes
I
perfect
find
sense.
sometimes, as you said, couples don't read their crowd at all.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want any old
Yeah.
music. Like, I don't want any social music.
Yeah.
Like a waltz or a track.
had-
That's fine.
That's too bad. But I think it adds.
I had that happen a few times
Yeah.
for many reasons, but at the end of the day, the DJ at that point, those DJs, they played it anyways. The bride room was so focused
They don't even
that they
notice.
don't even hear the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, so people were happy that it was some music that they
Well,
liked.
you feel bad for the DJ
Yeah.
because you know what? Her uncle or someone's uncle
Yeah.
asked 10 times.
Or 11
Oh, yeah.
times.
Right? And you're like,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to say?
Yeah.
They're giving you shit because
Yeah,
you're
exactly. Yeah.
not, you know, you look like a bad DJ because you're not catering to the crowd. But
Yeah.
But
hey,
again,
man,
could
yeah.
to each their own.
To each
Yeah,
your own,
that's
but
it.
It's,
most.
you listen to me, I'm going to give you tips. Every podcast, I'm going to give
Like,
you a
at
tip
the
so
end
that
of
you
the
avoid all
day,
of that.
Just one tip, like I said, at the end of the day, most couples at the end don't even remember the songs they're playing.
100%.
Like they're so focused on the energy, the atmosphere, the excitement, the joy. They're high on cloud 9, quite
Yeah.
literally. They're full of. They don't know. They won't remember if you played that slow song for the older couple. They won't know. They'll be dancing too along with them. So at the end of the day, I always say just trust your DJ, trust your band. You'll be in good hands.
When
Yeah.
they give me special requests of songs that they want,
Yeah,
I always want to do whatever I can.
of course.
But I know,
Realistically,
I know when to play it because I know
you know how to read
that
the
if
crowd.
I do not do it in the first 5 songs of dinner,
Forget it.
they're not going to know that I ever played it.
It's
So
true.
whether I do it later or not, they're going to, how come you didn't play that song? I did.
Yeah.
But
So I make sure to do it right away off
so
the bat.
it's fresh.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
They start eating. They're sitting down. They start eating. I
Yeah.
see them at the honor table. They look at me. They give a smile like, "Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for playing my
Yeah.
song. Okay, my job is done.
You're
Now I
good.
can do whatever the fuck I want."
And that's what it's about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Bottom
You gotta-
line.
you got to find a way to make sure, and that's why wedding planners needed. You
Yeah.
know, they know the right time
And
to do
I
things.
have to admit, sometimes like I had the couples, they didn't want to tell the DJ no for some things or the band.
I know.
So I'm like the one, okay, like
No.
going back and forth. So
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, the couple reminded me just to play this song. Thank you so much. I'm here for the 20th time bothering you. So sorry. It's true.
It
It's
is true. It does happen. It does
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
It's,
Guilty.
Guilty. Yeah.
Guilty. We're
Wow.
charged.
Oh my God, we're like episode 10 is done.
Episode 10 is finito.
Already episode 10.
Episode
That's
10.
crazy.
We're in the double digits now.
We love.
Yeah.
I love this podcast.
I know, me
fine.
too.
I love
I
it.
could talk about this
I
like,
could go on like
oof.
I could just go on
I love
about
it.
We should do a live and just let it go 24 hours. I think so.
Wait, what is this? Like
Live.
what are those things where people call in and donate
Yeah.
24 hours?
The
The telethon of
the
stars.
telethon.
Isn't it the shopping channel there?
No,
Oh,
it's
they
the
do that
telethon.
too.
You
Yeah.
don't know the
You don't know
telethon.
you don't remember the telethon, eh?
No.
Okay, so
I just know the shopping channel.
pick. Let's say CTV used to do this every year.
Okay.
They pick a day. It's 24 hours,
Okay.
and it's on TV live, where there's just different people that would go and donate their time and sing a song. Like I could go and grab and play my guitar and sing a
Okay.
song, and next person
People would donate.
donate their time, and then there's a phone number at the bottom, and you see the operators in the back answering the call, taking donations. This is how-
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
so
it was called the
24
Telethon of Stars, and you just every year, once a year,
Yeah.
they would raise $1 million, $2 million from
Yeah.
because
That's
it's all across
insane.
Canada.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
calling.
Okay, that
donating.
makes sense. Across
And,
Canada.
and every donation you make, your name appears on at the
Yeah,
bottom of the
yeah, they
screen.
used to say it.
You know, Stefano, Val, whatever,
Yeah.
$40. Stefano, $20.
Oh,
yeah.
so they put them. Wow.
So
Okay.
they put it. So
yeah,
people
yeah.
would watch it just to see their name. Hey, look, there's my name. You know,
Yeah,
wow,
that's
big
it.
tickle.
Then they
Anyway.
stopped it. Anyways, but that was great. It was a
Yes,
great podcast.
it's
I can't
really
wait for the
fun.
next one. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm ready. Val, what's the next one? No, I'm kidding. That's coming soon.
Yes.
So,
People guessing.
yes. So I hope everybody was properly informed because I'm
Yes.
sure they will. They were. You know, you were very, very detailed and very, very thorough, as usual. So anybody who needs a wedding planner, she is your gal.
I'm over
Yeah.
here.
Yes, yes. And without further ado, we
Thank
have to
you.
bid you all farewell.
Thank you for chiming in.
Yes, we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.